Hi, welcome in part 3 of the huge pedestal, monster pedestal 4-player arcade video series. And in this video we are going to finish the cabinet, or we try to finish the cabinet. We will be working on the control panel a little bit more, and we will be installing the small amplifier, make it fit right underneath in the control panel box, and do some other stuff. So without further ado, let's get started. So in the middle of this build, the client asked me if I could make a matching fight stick, like the one I made for Red Bull in a previous video. So I worked quite hard on it already, and it's quite far. The box is ready, the control panel is cut, still need to do some sanding. And if you want to see the Red Bull video, you can click here. So I use this great small Proxxon mini sander, and it's called the Proxxon Micromat PS13, and it's great for very small detailed work like pocket holes or window cutouts like I'm sanding here. The front of the tank stick will have this aluminum strip that I need to cut to size and sand and drill pilot holes in. And here's a trick for working with MDF. You can actually paint the ends or open parts, and these parts are where you can feel the fibers, with a mixture of water and wood glue. And this way the paint will stick much better, and it also makes it much stronger. And now it's time for sanding. And without investing in much better tools, this equals in replacing the air in your workshop with MDF dust. So let's now test fit the Logitech subwoofer, and it's a little bit too low. So I've cut some MDF feet that I can glue in place with CA glue. You just apply the glue on one side and spray the other side with the actuator. And it gives you a super tight bond in, well, 1 second. So the sub is perfect now. For transportation purposes I will attach some brackets so it will never ever move. And luckily everything fits perfectly, so very happy with it. Now it's time to work on the control panel, which means drilling the holes and placing the inserts. Ultimarc ships the brass inserts together with the trackball. Just drill 6mm holes and hammer the inserts into place. And these are the servo sticks. And as you can see, my cutout for the motor is on the wrong side, or both actually. So we can easily reverse the motor position. We just need to take the 2 screws out, swap the plate, attach the motor again. Make sure you line up the joystick exactly in the middle before marking out the holes. And here we do the same thing for the Industrial Lorenzo competition joystick. And you can't remove the bed top here, so you will need to remove the entire shaft to mount them. But luckily the holes lined up, just like the servo or J-sticks that Ultimarc makes. So that's easy. And I like to use M4 threaded inserts, or also called screw-in nuts. And now we are on the roll. I will need to make a small cutout in the computer side panel. And this is needed later for the power on-off switch cable, the power cables for the Ipacs, and the power cable for the RGB fans. Anyway, it doesn't need to be perfect, but the better you can make it, the better you feel. It looks quite nice actually. As you can see that I mounted it on the computer and all the cables are coming out. Some Molex connectors for the Ipacs and some SATA connectors. So now it's time to mount a piano hinge. And I got several questions about mounting piano hinges from viewers. And normally I'd like to do this at the front of the control panel, but this panel is so heavy, I don't have enough material here, so I will do it at the back. And it's quite easy to do. If you are lucky, the holes match up perfectly with the end of your panel. And with this panel it isn't the case, so I will need to drill some extra holes in the hinge. I'll just cut it to size with my Dremel, and I use a drill press to create the extra holes at the end. Now you don't want to position the hinge like this. You obviously want the screw holes to be at the dead center of the panel. So I will just install it with one screw first. Then line it up and do the other side. Maybe one in the middle, and later I will also use some glue to fix it in place. This because of the weight of the panel. Now we can line up the control panel top, mark the outlines underneath, remove the hinge from the box and position it on the panel. And because you marked everything, it's super easy to line it up. And using piano hinges is a lot of work, but they are very, very strong and beautiful. And as some of you might notice, I treated myself with a new drill. And this one has a super easy system which you can use to change out your drill bits or your countersink bits, etc. You can see me use some ordinary wood glue to secure the screws in even better. And you don't normally need to do this, but it just takes me a few minutes extra and it gives another layer of safety. Now it's super easy to line up the hinges with the pre-drilled holes. And now all we need to do is mark out and drill pilot holes and screw in the other 2000 screws. Now let's fit the amplifier in place. I just use a regular mini amp on 12 volt power. Actually, I don't even use the amp part and just use the volume control in front to operate the Logitech Speakerset. So we need to grind some of the brackets off. These parts here. And flatten the top a little bit to make it perfectly fit in the cutout. Looks absolutely perfect. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to see you in part 4, and we will apply all of the artwork and the console will really come to life then. So please like and subscribe to the channel and do comment below. I always love to hear your feedback. See you in the next video. Bye!